Geometry, we're going to finish, we're going to keep working on our notes from yesterday. We're going to get another third of the way through. So if you pull out the equations of circles, notes from yesterday, hopefully you did your delta math, hopefully it all makes sense, and we're going to keep on moving from there. So we are on the bottom of the page. As always, pause as needed so you can keep up with the work. Number 7 and number 8 says to determine if the given point is inside, on, or outside the circle. Inside, on, or outside the circle. So we have a little code that we're going to write off to the side. And all this really means is whether the point, and for instance, I will put it on this one on number 6, whether the point is in somewhere inside, somewhere on, or somewhere outside the circle. Okay? And there's a mathematical way that we can figure that out. What we're going to say, and all it is we're going to be given a point, an x and a y, like on number 7, and we just need to plug those x's and y's into our equation. If, when we plug it in, the left side is less than the right side, we say that point is inside the circle. I'm just going to write in as an abbreviation. If the other way is true, left side greater than right side, then we say that it is outside the circle. Bear with me on this. And if the left side equals the right side, the point is going to be on the circle. Okay, so that's our cases. All we need to do is punch in the x and the y, and go from there. So, for instance, number 7, I'm going to plug in my x and my y. I'm going to type that right below. So instead of x, I'm going to put 5 minus 3 squared plus y is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 1 squared equals 8. And evaluate. Now from here, I would punch it straight into your calculator. For space, 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Plus negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is also 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. So we end up getting 8. And that is a true statement, right? 8 equals 8. So if the numbers are equal, we are going to say that that point is on the circle. That is our answer. Okay. Number 8, same deal, but we're going to plug in negative 2 as my x and 2 as my y. So we get negative 2 plus 1 squared plus 2 plus 1 squared, and we're comparing that with 9. Okay? So again, I would type that left side straight into your calculator as you see it. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1. Plus 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So you should get 1 plus 9, which is 10. And we're comparing 10 to 9. 10 is actually greater than 9. Okay, they aren't going to be equal. So we have this left side, 10, greater than the right side. Therefore, this point will be outside the circle. Okay? You flip it on over. Yeah, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3 on the back, and then your delta math for the day. This is a majority of what you're going to see on delta math. It's like this 1, 2, and 3. So if you see here on the right, I have written the standard form of the circle to help remind us. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay? And remember, the center is the h and the k. On number 1, using the distance formula, write the equation of a circle whose center is 5, negative 3. Well, 5 is my h, negative 3 is my k. Alright, so I'm going to construct that skeleton equation. So x minus h is 5 squared plus parentheses y minus k is negative 3 squared equals r squared. Okay, r we don't know yet. Y minus negative 3, I'm going to go ahead and change that to a plus. Okay, y plus 3. And now it's just going to matter of finding out what r is. And to do that, it gives me the center. So I'm going to do a little sketch over here, right? It gives me the point that's the center. And it gives me another point that's just a random point on the circle. So if we can find the distance between those 2 points, we will have the length of our radius. And to do that, we're going to use the distance formula. So I would go ahead and label. So my center, I'm going to use as my x1, y1. And the other point will be my x2, y2, sorry, a little messy there. Okay. And I'm just going to start plugging in. So square root of, so the distance is going to be square root, x2 is 2 minus 5 was my x1, squared plus, now my difference of my y's, remember, make sure you go in the same order. So I went x2 minus x1, so I need to go y2, which is 5, minus y1, which is negative 3. Square that, all of this is still under the radical. 5 minus negative 3, that becomes a plus. When you evaluate this straight in your calculator, you should get square root of 73. Okay? When you get the square root of 73, okay, it doesn't simplify at all, and I wouldn't simplify it even if it did. Keep in mind, this is, you probably think that's a weird number, but remember, this is my radius, right? That's my r. So to get it into my equation, I don't need r, I need r squared. So I'm going to square both sides, right? Essentially I'm squaring the r, so I square root 73. Root 73 squared, well the root and the squared, those are inverse operations, they cancel each other out. And I'm left with my r squared being 73. So I can erase this r squared and substitute in 73. And from there, I have my equation. Wrong color. Let's see. Darn. X. And we will highlight. There we go. Okay. That's my final equation. As always, guys, make sure to look at the key too. It can be done a little bit neater than I can do using the iPad. So number 2, same exact process. So it gives me my center, h comma k. So I can go ahead and plug that into my skeleton equation. X minus my h is 4 squared plus parentheses y minus k is negative 3 parentheses squared equals r squared is the only thing I don't know yet. Okay. Minus a negative, I'm going to clean that up and make it plus. Alright. Now from here, to find r, I'll do the same exact process. I'll label x1, y1, and this point that's on my circle, x2, y2. From here, I'm going to plug it in. Oops, sorry, wrong problem. To the distance formula. Distance equals square root x2 minus x1. Well, that's 1 minus 4. Parentheses squared plus y2 minus y1, so 5 minus negative 3 squared. And evaluate that in your calculator. Okay, I could write out the steps, but you should end up getting that same square root of 73 actually here. And that's just by coincidence. Okay, it's not going to pop up every time. And that is my radius, but to plug it back in the equation, I need my radius squared. So if I square r, I square root 73. Root and the square are inverses, so I'm left with just 73. Which I can replace my r squared with. And there's my equation. Alright. one more to go. If the center of a circle is at 1, -1, and the radius is 4, does the point 2, 3 lie in the circle? Well, this one's actually a little bit simpler. So it gives me the center, x minus, or 1 is my h, -1 is my k, 1 minus x minus 1 squared plus y minus -1 squared equals, and then r squared. Well, this one tells me the radius. It tells me the radius is 4, so I can plug in 4, and I need to remember to square it. Okay, so if I clean that up, I'm going to write it down below. That gets me x minus 1 squared plus double negative becomes a positive, y plus 1 squared equals, and 4 squared is 16. So that's my equation, but I am not done yet. It asks me, does this point 2, 3 lie on the circle? To do that, I need to plug in x and y and evaluate using that chart from before. So let's go ahead and plug it in. So where I see an x, I'm going to put a 2. Parentheses. 2 minus 1 squared plus 3 plus 1, because I'm plugging 3 for y squared, and I'm comparing that with 16. Okay, when you plug that in, 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 squared is 1, plus 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 squared is 16. I'll do one more line here, so 1 plus 16, so you give me 17, and 17 is greater than 16, it's bigger. So if you need to refer back to your cheat sheet on the past page, turn off my marker. Alright, so we got that the left side was bigger than the right side. If the left side is bigger, then we know that that point lies outside. So if I were to sketch this graph, point 2, 3 should not be on the circle, it should not be inside, it should be outside the circle. Okay, this has a lot going on. Hopefully the videos and seeing it step by step is helpful. Your work for today is just short problems on Delta Math again, keeping this distance measure in mind. Okay, if there are any questions on assignments, please email me. Okay, stay up to date on your work, and take it one day at a time. Day 3 in the books.